Okay, fine. So yesterday we discussed about this other things, how to schedule interview, how the interview process works, and also we have created some email templates also. So there are few standard emails and there are few some custom email templates also. So now today we discuss few more other things. Let's say we have some settings. Basically, initially we have to make some settings in recruiting, and also how to make one particular recruiter as a default recruiter. So those things we will see today. Let me open this document first. So before that, first we have some languages in recruiting. I'll mention first here what are the things we will discuss. First, languages in recruiting, translations we use. So then we have a recruiting settings. Okay. Default recruiter users. These things. So first, languages in recruiting for translation. So why we need these translations actually? So normally in SF success factor overall we have 50 plus language, but in especially in recruiting we have only limited languages supported. Example, your client is something like some Saudi Arabia client. Okay. Now they want their application in their recruiting application in Saudi language and also with the English default. Okay. So for each and every page they are looking same Saudi meaning as well in English language. So when they change Saudi language in this entire application, make sure all the translation like all the data will get changed, like job requisition or templates or anything in recruiting it should change to Saudi Arabia language. So for that, first we have to activate some languages in recruiting. To activate these languages in recruiting, so there is an option called manage recruiting languages. Manage recruiting languages. So first, using this page we have to activate the languages. Here you can see, so I told you that entire success factor application supporting around 50 plus language, but in recruiting only supporting only these languages. Whatever the list is there here, only these languages we can use in RCM system. Okay. So now I want some Danish language. It's UK, or is there any Portuguese language likewise? Okay, like Arabic language is also there. These languages we want to activate and save changes. And the mainly default languages, English US we will select, but remaining languages like based on the requirement we used to configure accordingly. So example, how we are going to create these languages. Let's say I'll take one small example. So I have taken this language. So when I try to create any application here, let me go to this page recruiting and we'll see how these translations works. Open any job requisition. So here I'll go to these candidates and you'll see the pipeline, talent pipeline. So in this talent pipeline we have interview 1 2 3 like that. So phone screening, resume like that. So when the system in default English language, it will show like resume screening and these things. Now my client gave some different name for this phone screening in Saudi Arabia. To update this translation, go to edit applicant page. Go to edit applicant page and I'm going to add the translations. So select your status set and select the step which you want to give the translations. So example, phone screening. So here, while entering the name, here we have some translated. So here when I select this language, like English USA I have selected, now I'll select some Arabic language. So when you select Arabic language, make sure it will change to this language. So these translations we usually collect from the client itself. So first, suppose your client located in UK, like London, like any Australian client. So first we will collect two different data. One is in English standard language, and the second one is their translations. So here their language is Arabic. Okay, they want first we have to collect this data. If they are not providing any data, we usually use Google Translation, and we will update the translations, and we will copy the same thing from Google and I will paste it. Okay, and this translation is also very important, because most of the clients, like many clients like Chinese, those clients use like French, Portuguese, these clients are use translations very much. Okay, so not only for this edit applicant status, there are other areas also. So here I am just showing one sample page how to create a translation. Okay, first select this page, and before that first collect the data for the translation. If they are not providing, if they're not providing, and if they ask you to try with Google, you can use Google and you can complete the translations. So first select the language and you update it, this data. So not only for this, also even for families and roles also, even if you go for families and roles, there also we are going to configure these translations. This translations is not only limited for any particular area, it's for across recruitment application wise. Not this. Let me go to job profiles. Competencies also, manage job profiles. So here also we have a option called translation. So wherever this option is there, this we call it as translation. So click on this, you select which language you want to update it in translation. You can select example Saudi Arabia and update the Saudi Arabia text here. And same way for each and every stage there is a translation. So here also we have a translation. So it means this. So first, before collecting any data in workbook only, we are going to collect the translation data. So we usually keep one separate folder for that to collect the translations, and we will update it. Example, I'll show you here. For this no, they have not updated any translations here. If they are not updated, so first we will collect the data here only. So whatever the data you collected, suppose I have collected one family, a role called sales lead generation. So for the sales lead generation, so we in English we call it as sales lead generation, but in their language what they are going to call, that information you have to collect it and you have to update it. Example, in Brazil I'm going to update something, this name. Okay, and again if you want to update in different language also, you can update it. In Greek you can update the particular name of the translation, and finally click on I'm done. So for each and every page in recruiting we have translations. Okay, so how to create a translation? So how to create translation? First we have to activate that language in manage recruiting languages. Suppose if you are using Saudi Arabia, first we have to activate that language in manage recruiting languages, and then you collect all the translation data from your client wherever they are looking their names, and then you go to that particular page and you update it. So mainly we are using these translations in recruiting, like in families and roles, and we also in applicant status, and we also use in question libraries, and we use in competency pages. So these areas, like 4 to 5 areas, we are using these translations like most of the time. Okay, any doubt, any confusion, please do ask. And this is very important for your interview also. They are going to ask, do you have idea about translations, how to do these translations and all. Okay, but whenever they provide any translations, it's kind of double work. First we have to update the same data in English or English UK, and then same data we are going to update your translations also. Okay, so even for this client also, yesterday we did some translations for this client. So they have provided some Saudi Arabia translations, so we have updated all the translations in their page. So this is little bit about translations of your recruiting. And then recruiting settings. So there are few initial settings. We have recruiting settings. That is first step, recruiting settings. Okay, what those things we usually see. There is often called recruiting settings. So in this recruiting settings, we have some different options. Why we use this? So mainly I'll tell you there are many features here, but here I'm going to tell you the important things which you usually activate this. Okay. The first thing is we are going to take the address, like company contact information. For each and every company there is a address format. Like let's take some IBM, they have some their local address like Bangalore or Chennai or Mumbai or whatever, wherever they're located. So we are going to collect that address format. Okay, so why we collect this address format? Whenever you generate any automated emails, like we usually get some do not reply emails, right? Like suppose you once you submitted your profile, you will get one email notification, and once you rejected your profile also, you will get one notification. Means we are unable to reply back. So at the bottom of the page we can see the company address. So that company address first we have to collect it. So in client system it's empty normally. So in that we are going to update this data, like street address, whatever the address they are looking, and which country they are located, phone numbers and everything. You are going to collect it in first page, that is company contact information. And the second one is written email address information. So we will usually maintain one do not reply email address for each and every client. So that do not reply email information we will collect from your client and we will update it. And who is the user for who is the responsible user for the do not reply emails, that person also. And candidate profile settings, so make sure whatever the settings I am showing here, you can update it here. So normally it's empty actually in real-time system. So what we will do, we will take the recruiting settings implementation doc, and these settings we will update it, because it's not possible to remember each and everything. So what we will